Hello everybody, this is AL Thick Madame. I hope y'all are having a wonderful day. It is Sunday, it is noon here. It is very hot, which is why you see me with my arms out being extra. It's hot, I'm sorry, I have to wear my little camisole. I ain't got time, it's too hot around here. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get this thoughts post started and out of the way. I do have reviews coming, so don't worry. Do not worry. I just wanted to get this out of the way. And I've waited because I wanted to do it today. I was going to do it yesterday, but I just stopped myself. I actually had a video recording, and then I was just like, no, let me just wait until tomorrow and do it tomorrow. I'm off, it's okay. Y'all, anyway, so starting it off with Kim Burrell. Kim Burrell did a sermon, and the video surfaced, and she does stuff like this all the time, but this particular video, she was, of course she's anti-gay and all this other stuff, and she made the comment that the only people who dislike her or don't like what she has to say are the devil and people who fake church people. That's the words. That's what I was looking for. She said you're fake church people and you are just the devil. All I gotta say is it's just funny to me that people like her, they preach day in and day out about homosexuality, and the things that they do are things that are considered sin and all this other stuff too, because they love to say, oh, that's a sin, that's a sin, that's a sin, and all that. And I'm just like, okay, my thing is hate the sin, love the person. And if these people identify as gay, lesbian, whatever, let them do what they do. But you do realize that the way that you're going about preaching and teaching any of the things that you say like this, it's gonna fall on deaf ears, and that is why a lot of people shy away from the church, because you make it an uncomfortable situation. You make it so that people do not want to come and hear the word and receive the word and be redeemed and delivered and all this other stuff that y'all just seem to, I just don't understand why people don't understand that they themselves are a big part of the problem. Don't focus on the sin. You're supposed to focus on the person. I feel as though if you are supposedly all of these things, you're supposed to be a pastor, you're supposed to be saving souls. Okay, you have to get to the person. Talk to the person. You have to meet people where they are. I don't understand why people have not learned this after all this time on earth. After all this time that she herself and a lot of others have been preaching and all that, why have y'all not understood by now that you have to talk to the person? You have to be in tune with that person. You can't just sit up here and be like, oh, it's of the devil for you to think this way and to be this way. I'm not gonna want to hear you either if I'm living in my mess or whatever you deem the situation to be. If you are preaching at me, I don't like for nobody to preach at me. Don't preach at me. Do not preach at me. You were supposed to come to me and meet me where I am. Okay? And then if everything has been done as it should have and the person still ends up staying gay, lesbian, or whatever as a part of the LGBTQ and everything else in the alphabet community, the blood is not on your hands. It's like, love the person. Like, why is it so hard for people to understand that you need to love the person? My thing is, I have several gay, lesbian, trans, all that friends. I don't have an issue with them. They are some of the nicest people that I have ever encountered. They don't try me. They don't do anything wrong against me. They are normal people. Their sexual orientation is just different from what mine is. That's it. I like men and they like whatever they like. whether they are pansexual or not, or whatever their sexual orientation is, deemed to be by themselves. So my thing is like, just don't like the sin. You're supposed to love the person. Don't worry about them. Don't worry about people to the point of where you want to get lost in just focusing on this person is gay, is wrong. And then you only want to quote one part of the Bible where they're talking about Sodom and Gomorrah, and or whatever verse it is, y'all. I'm just right now. But there are so many things that talk about how we ourselves are not supposed to indulge in certain foods, and Christians are the main ones who go and indulge in these foods, and that's just one of many things that we do. And it's like, you really want to sit up here and focus on somebody's sexuality when you are doing so many things that are not pleasing to God as well, or it's just not pleasing to God in general. I make sure I correct that, because yeah. So anyway, I just feel like she just needs to go somewhere and sit down. I feel like the reason why we always see her on stage somewhere falling and collapsing, her heels collapsing under her, or whatever's going on, her wig getting snatched off, or whatever be happening to her, all these negative things that happen to her, is because she's not focusing on what she needs to, which is really seriously saving souls. You're worried about the wrong thing. But anyway, I'm gonna move on from her. I ain't got time. So the next person that I want to talk about also is supposed to be in the soul saving business, and that is Juanita Bynum. Now, I don't know if y'all have heard about what happened recently, but apparently she was supposed to go to a conference. It was a big conference. There were going to be like over 4,000 people there, and she skipped out on it. So what happened leading up to her just basically being like, I'm not coming to the actual conference, is she was in her hotel room. Well, she had a hotel room, and one of the members or whatever, some guy came into her hotel room and saw like her undergarments or whatever laid out in the bed, on the bed, or in the suitcase, or wherever he saw them at, right? And nobody gave him permission to go into her room. And so once she realized what happened, she was like, oh no, I'm not doing this. I cannot do this. How can I go out there and face y'all when somebody has come in and violated my privacy, and I feel violated in a sense because he done came in my room and he done seen things. And I think the person said something about how if this is the kind of underwear you wearing, then I don't want to hear nothing you saying or something like that. I don't know. That's what I've heard. But as far as what was actually printed everywhere you go, she was supposed to go to, actually here in Virginia, she was supposed to go to Chesapeake, Virginia, and she was hosting this conference, y'all. I think she was supposed to get $3,000 up front. This was before she was going to step foot in there. This was going to be like half of the fee she was going to get. So the agreement was she was supposed to get $3,000 now, $3,000 after, half of the collection, whatever was taken up in the collection plate. And keep in mind, y'all, it's over 4,000 people there. So even if everybody gave $1, she's still, coming up off of thousands of dollars, which you already know it's going to be more than that. Then people set it off for her. And yeah. And then that's not all. She requested a certain vehicle to pick her up from the airport. So she got that as well. And they had to pay for hotel accommodations. They paid for her ticket for the plane. And guess what else? All of her associates, the people, all her staff, they were paid for as well. So I'm pretty sure there were rooms for them and their tickets and their hotel accommodations as well. So yeah, y'all, I was just like, come on now. So this is what she had to say. The fact that I'm getting ready to go and stand at somebody's pulpit who's seen my underwear, I'm sorry, people. I just felt naked, and I still do. and just felt so violated. And what he said was he came in my room to put something in my room, but then his assistant produces drinks at the front desk for my assistant to take to my room. So she took to Facebook Live, and that's what she said. As a male, why would you come into my room? Why didn't you send your wife into my room? And his wife has profusely apologized to me, but people of God, some things are just distasteful. Some things you just don't cross the lines for, she said. She ended up calling out the Reverend, who is Reverend John A. Moore, who led the pastor of Experience Church, who was hosting her and Pastor Jamal Bryant at the 2-day conference. Y'all, I don't even want to get into Jamal Bryant because I don't even understand why people are still supporting him. In a sense, I don't even really understand. Well, I ain't gonna really say all that about Juanita Bynum because she has gone through, but Jamal Bryant is a snake in the grass and some more. But anyway, we won't get into that. Anyway, so she went on to say more. They, meaning the assistants, always come into my hotel rooms before me. They pray before I come in. They cover furniture with white sheets. That's just me because I don't like the content. I don't like to contend with a lot of stuff. And people sitting on the furniture, having sex on the furniture, and that's just the sensitivity that I have. So they cover the chairs and the white sheets, and they pray in the room and prepare the room for me. And somewhere on the bureau, this is so embarrassing, they would have on the bed, I travel with a blanket that says, "Be still, and I know that I am God." And they put the blanket on the bed, and my pajamas are laid out on the bed. And then on top of the bureau is all of my underwear. My panties, my stockings, my bra, whatever else I put on is laid out on a bureau for when I get ready to minister. At that point, I was told that the pastor had entered my room without me being aware that he had been in my room. And then I said to my assistant, "What do you mean he's been in my room? You mean like all in my room and saw all of my underwear?" And she said, "Yes, ma'am." And I said, "Well, how do you know that?" And she said, "Because the secretary called upstairs." Y'all, I cannot. The manager then asked if all of her stuff, her underwear is laid out all over everything like the pastor said it is. So apparently this man rolled up in there, that saw all her stuff, and proceeded to go downstairs and telling other people. Why are you telling other people what she got laid out? Like, I don't understand what the purpose was. Anyway, I would not have ever known that he had a key to my room, and had this lady not been so rude to inform us, she knew all of my garments were spread out about my room. And so at that point, that was the end of the rope for me, she said. Y'all, I can tolerate a lot, so no, it's not Juanita Bynum. As for the reason I did not show up at the church tonight, it's like I'm standing up there preaching, knowing that what I have underneath my dress. I don't know. Maybe we're living in this modern day of Christendom. Maybe the millennials are on some kind of drugs, but where I come from and the way I was raised, that's just too private. Lord have mercy, I cannot. I'm leaving Virginia heartbroken that I was unable to deliver the word that God gave me to deliver. And I'm not going to not deal with the Hilton on this either. Just because a person put a credit card to pay for your room does not give them the right to access your life, into your privacy, into your personals, compromise your personal life behind your garments. I cannot. Yeah, I can't. Why am I not married? She asked the woman at the conference. But I find it difficult to listen to anybody preach to me about being single when they got a pair of thighs in their bed every night, and you keep telling me to hold on, honey, stay there by yourself, and you going home to a big old muscles and thighs. I want to hear hold on from somebody that knows my struggle. So yeah, that was something that was said when she was talking about struggling with her sexuality and longing for her husband. She described the bed sheets as all the empty sex she's had with men. But yeah, that was when she actually shot to fame back in the day, like late 90s. But yeah, it was just, you know, a lot of stuff happened after that, but yeah, I cannot. I didn't think that she was going to be able to bounce back, especially after she got all the stuff that was going on. She got beat. She finally confessed to doing drugs and same-sex relationships and all this other stuff. And so a lot of people looked at her sideways for a long time. And I was just like, oh my gosh, this is too much. I cannot, like, I really can't. But I don't know. I just know old dude was wrong. He hadn't been rolling up in her room and then proceeding to go and tell other people what was all around her room. It's like, what? Why? Sir, you are married. You had a whole wife somewhere. It's like, what? I don't understand what he got out of it. That makes no sense to me. That makes no sense at all to me, y'all. But anyway, I think that's all that has happened as far as in Christian news. So anyway, I'll be back a little bit later on. I'm about to go make me some lunch because I'm starving, like I said earlier. I hope y'all have a good one, and I'll see y'all later for these reviews and possibly another thoughts video. I'll see y'all later. Bye.